We from that cassette era, you know what I'm saying? That purple tape era, that Nas Illmatic era, that Dr. Dre, Chronic, Snoop Dogg era, you know what I mean? We bouncing all over the place with this right here. We taking it from the south, from the west to the east, to the north, Midwest. We taking this globally, man. Like, you gotta see that. Like, we going all over the place with this, man. Europe, shout out to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to New Zealand, Australia. Yo, we going everywhere with this. This is that real. You looking for that real hip hop? You need that real hip hop in your life? You need the International Reem Supreme Show. Yo, what up? It's Kareem Sean, host of International Reem Supreme Show, back at you. What up, what's going on? Nowadays, man, you could probably call me Quarantine Reem, because Texas, we are fucking up. Numbers is crazy, sky high out here for COVID. I mean, look, no one has to tell you to be smart, man. Don't be looking to these politicians and these people for guidance. Use your own smarts, man. Use your head for more than a hat rack. Be smart. And wear a mask, man. Protect yourself, protect your family. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, we want to continue to produce some of the most dope content that we can, right? So for that, make sure you check us out on our website, ReemSupremeShow.com. Shout out to my whole team. Shout out to Band of the Hawk. Got really dope merchandise coming out. So for this and more, go to their website, bandofthehawk.com. Couple of things I wanted to go over, man. First of all, I want to say thank you for everybody that's been supporting us. Our numbers are looking really dope. So whether you're rocking with us on streaming platforms like Buzzsprout, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, really appreciate y'all. We're gonna continue doing this and keeping it moving. YouTube, our subs are going up, so thank you for rocking with us on that level. And thank you for supporting us, man. So please continue to share, tell your friend to tell a friend, and we'll keep this going. So I want to shout out to, we're doing a feature as a squad on a podcast called The Red Couch Confessions. That's what it's called. So make sure you can check us out on that. Follow us on social media, then you'll see us post about it. So for that, make sure you're following us at Reem Supreme Show across all social media. And again, on our website, ReemSupremeShow.com, you'll be able to keep up with us individually and as a squad. So just check that out. Yo, a couple of things I want to get off my chest before we even get into this episode. First off, shout out to Griselda. I know that y'all are the best group this year. First off, y'all got arguably some classics already under your belt as individual MCs. That's number one. Then for this year, y'all have already been putting out crazy material as individuals and still coming together to do arguably a really dope classical kind of, debut for a group, man. I mean, y'all did a really dope album with no samples in hip hop. That's crazy, coming out on Shady Records, man. So if y'all ain't heard What Was She Gonna Do, please do yourself a favor and listen to that, man. But yo, I really feel like y'all should have won that award just for what you guys had contributed to the culture individually and as a group. So shout out to y'all. Another thing I wanted to touch on real quick was hold on, what's the other thing we got, Noah?
I think we got what's like new albums, Big Spencer and all that stuff?
Yeah. A couple of new albums I'm rocking with. Clapboxing is out. Shout out to Band of the Hawk, bandofthehawk.com. Let's do that first, right? Let's go support the team. The other thing that's really dope right now is Nick Grant. I like his EP. It's called God Bless the Child, right? So that one is dope. Shout out to Vic Spencer, that's our guy. Shout out to Sonny Jim. They got another member on the squad, so forgive my mind, not my heart, y'all. But Iron Wigs, Your Birthday's Canceled. That album is pretty tough too, so check that out. It's a little long, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of material on there. They got some dope features. I don't want to give it away for you. What else we got up, fam?
What about the Latin rappers?
Yo, so that's what I wanted to open up the show with, or kind of segue into the show with. Look, man, I look at the game from a 30,000 foot overview, right? I'm not I'm not, you know, tunnel visioned, right? So I wanted to tap in and kind of big up the Latin community within hip hop. You know what I mean? Shout out to Terminology, shout out to Chris Rivers, shout out to Ito, shout out to Flea Lord. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm from the '90s. You know what I mean? I was there. I was out there when Fat Joe and Terror Squad and Big Pun was really putting on. You know what I mean? Changing the game. You know what I'm saying? Latin's going platinum. You know what I mean? Doing classic just flows and classic verses. So to see that energy coming back in the game, man, I appreciate it. And I wanted to reach out to somebody like CRIMEAPPLE. So I was happy to get a chance to get an interview with him. He doesn't do many interviews. And right now he got a really dope project out. And he's part of that movement as far as I'm concerned. So I'm gonna stamp that, you know what I mean? But check out this episode with the squad, with CRIMEAPPLE. And shout out to our sponsors. And we appreciate your time. Peace.
Yo, we got CRIMEAPPLE in the building.
Stop playing.
That's
Click
cool.
over to the floor. I'm already clicked over. Hurry up, yo.
Wow.
Hurry up and click over. Hurry up and click over. Oh, shit. Yo, peace.
What up? What up? What up? We got CRIMEAPPLE in the building, yo.
Yo, yo.
What's up? What's
What's
up,
good?
man?
What's good, boss?
What's good?
Yo, first and foremost, man, we appreciate your time, man.
Oh, yes, sir.
Word up. That's one thing we can't give back, and that's one thing we don't waste.
Ain't nothing. Take the time to listen to my music. So, you know, it's all good. I'm reciprocating.
Man, not just listening to it, living with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
I don't think any of us really rush to judgment when we, you know, checking out a new album. Of course, you know, once we become, you know, fans of an artist, at that point, we just excited to see the next thing, hear the next thing, you know what I'm saying? So in most cases, you know, we just want to follow, you know, each project from joint to joint, continue to learn, you know, your pen game and where you're going with it. And, you know, at the end of the day, bro, we just really appreciate what you bring into the game because this is our way of giving back, giving you, you know, your flowers and hopefully giving you the motivation from us who are out here, you know, to keep going and doing what you're doing. You know what I mean?
That's love.
Word up. So absolute. So, yo, just to, you know, refresh, because we set this up a minute ago. Yo, the challenge here for all of y'all, fam, or the whole team, is do not ask him how he came up with the name CRIMEAPPLE.
Yo.
I need to know.
Yeah, we already knew that.
Because that's the illest name I heard in my life. CRIMEAPPLE. CRIMEAPPLE.
I'm gonna be real with
you. Like,
you are the illest. Listen, I checked out your whole half your shit last night. You had me going through so many emotions, and then I was right. I was like, he's right. It's in CBS, and you was like crime, violence, and sex. You are super dope. And I really appreciate you bringing that flavor through. Real rap.
Thank you.
nah, the one thing I like ain't gonna like his cover is crazy. You got like different pictures on there. I'm looking at. I'm like, wow. I seen album covers before, but this one is totally different. Like this one is unique. Like it stands out from any album cover I've ever seen.
Right. I'm a big fan of, and when I first heard Dead Gringos.
Yo, wait.
Okay.
Can we start the show real quick?
Yeah, let's get the show started. Salute.
I'm trying not to fan out, bro. Trying not to fan out. I'm like, yo.
All right, so yo, real quick, just to run it down, man. The way that we do it is I always tell a quick story of my journey to that artist, how I got to know him. We start by, you know, talking about some of your past projects real quick, just so, you know, our audience can get familiar. If they're not familiar, then, you know, give them some idea of how many projects you already got out, talk about those real quick. And then we start to break down the album, right? So between all of us, we all got a favorite song or two.
Woo!
You know what I mean?
We're
so
only allowed to have two for the show.
So listen, there may come a point. There is going to come a point where the this shit gonna just drop. You know what I'm saying? Because we use Zoom, we use the free shit. So when that time is up, if I don't time it right and kind of like wrap us up, just click back in, and then I'll wrap us up, and we'll say our piece at that point. Any questions, comments, concerns from anybody?
Get it poppin'.
Get it in.
All right, y'all ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
All right. Yo, you know what, Taraji? I've been liking this opening that you've been doing lately. You run that real quick.
Right. Well, right now, you are now rocking with the best. The International Supreme Team is in the building. Shaw Bells, School, Mr. International himself, Reem Supreme.
Man, I appreciate you, fam. I really do. I really do, man. Rocking with you, man. I'm your host, Kareem Sean of the International Reem Supreme Show. Got the International Supreme Team in the building. And yo, in this episode, man, I gotta admit, man, I feel real lucky, yo. It's not too many times where you can hear somebody that you think is really dope and just be like, yo, man, I would love to get an interview with this dude and just chop it up with him, and that shit just fucking materializes and manifests. So I ain't even gonna tell this story, too long. I'm just gonna keep this basic. Those who follow me, those who know me, I tend to hop on SoundCloud, man, and look for that raw. You know what I'm saying? Typically, I just let it run, from song to song to song. I don't typically, skip or whatever. And I came across this dude, CRIMEAPPLE, and I was like, yo, this shit is banging. You know what I mean? And this is probably like 2 years ago. And, he had this real dope flavor about him. I love the way that he put, some Spanish words and terms into his rhymes. And immediately, I hit Taraji up like, yo, you heard of this dude? And yeah. Taraji kind of, started putting his 2 cents in. And from that point, I just became a fan. So project after project, the joint that he did with, hold on. Because this is my favorite joint right here. So I got to make sure that I get this right, man. But, dude is super dope. And like I said, I ain't even going to waste no time. I'm just going to hop into it. We're talking about CRIMEAPPLE, y'all. For real. We got CRIMEAPPLE in the motherfucking building, baby.
Salute to you, sir.
Definitely salute you.
Word up. While I go through my playlist and everything, because my favorite album that you dropped, sir, is the joint with DJ Skizz. Is that it? Wet Dirt?
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yo, that's the joint that I put on from the driveway. Like, I be in my driveway, I put that joint on, let the intro drop, and as soon as that bass line hit, that's when I start pulling out the driveway real slow to start driving down my block like begging, B. Word up, that shit is crazy. Yo, I know that DJ Skizz did his thing, but you got to tell me about how was that? Like, when you heard them tracks, dog. Like, did you get the goosebumps? Like, what was going through you on that project, man?
That was interesting album, I guess. It's hard to answer those questions. Every question, the answer for me is probably to keep it concise. But shout to Skizz. We did it. We took our time with it, and he definitely came correct. I also have a great gift, and we did the damn thing.
Absolute. And when you said that you took your time with it, especially how artists is just coming out with so much content now, how much time did it take for y'all to put that project together and then put it out?
I think definitely a couple months. And we were meeting, semi-frequently. I wasn't working with him every day on that album. I might link with him like once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. So we really did take our.
Nice.
That's what's up. So the project that you dropped, a few months after that one was the one with DJ Muggs, right? Modelo?
Correct.
Okay, cool. You know, again, just being a fan of hip hop, man, I understand and I appreciate what DJ Muggs still continues to do with the culture today. It's not too many producers who, in my eyes, of legendary status, him having so much success with Cypress Hill and other projects that he's been on. You know, it's like out of nowhere, it's like somebody just woke up a sleeping giant, a beast, and just, you know, he just wanted to work, you know. So him doing a joint with Rock Marciano, the God Fahim, and then doing a joint with you as well. I was just wondering, like, how did y'all even hook up to make that happen?
We hooked up because I was in LA doing some work with Alchemist and Evidence, chilling in their lab. I was getting ready to leave the studio. I had a show that night, and I was supposed to be flying home the morning. Then Earn Dog, who is he's the engineer for Soul Assassins Radio, he hit me up and asked me if I could come host, you know, Soul Assassins Radio the next day. I, at that point, still really didn't know the inner workings of radio, so I didn't, you know, quantify that as I'm going to go meet Muggs if I, you know, change my whole trip. But I still, you know, wanted to do that, so I changed the whole trip. You know, in LA, I have to rent a car, rent a house, or whatever, so I, you know, new plane tickets, all that. I just thought I was going to host a show. I'm thinking like a radio station. I never met Earn Dog. When I pulled up, it was at Muggs' studio. So I went, you know, met Muggs real quick, went into the B room, hosted the show, came out and just started chopping it up with Muggs. And, you know, the next thing we knew, we probably had like 9 songs done in, you know, a couple hours.
Wow. That's dope.
That's putting in that work. That's putting in that.
I think I got like number 4, and I asked him who had the record for something like that, you know, in just one sitting. And at the time, I believe it was Cassius. Used to be signed to Shady Records. I think his record was like 5. Yeah, 5. I think he had like 4 or 5 was the record. And, you know, we broke that night. And then we just stayed in touch. And then, you know, we put them together to go to Medellin, Colombia, to do the rest of the album and really lock in.
Now, I wanted to touch on that because I remember seeing the promo for, you know, the video clips that you was taking out, you know, out there in the hills and everything like that. Yo, that had to be an experience on your brain, man, to really put you in the zone for writing. Could you explain that process? Like, you know, how was that, you know, being out of the country and just locking in like that?
I mean, more so than being out of the country, you know, it's like being in my country, right? You know, I'm an American citizen, but my family is from Colombia. You know, I grew up in a, you know, Colombian fashion, Colombian culture. Maybe like 10 times where I was 20 years old. I just hadn't been there for years. So, I mean, if I could, you know, convey the feeling the right way, the fact that I'm showing up there the first time professionally, the fact that people there to some extent even know who I am and know the music, I'm bringing an icon like DJ Muggs with me. If I had to describe it, it's like in Ali when Will Smith is going for a jog and everyone starts following him.
Okay.
It's crazy.
That kind of, you know what I'm saying?
That's
my Ale Baye moment for sure.
Wow.
So, yo, I got to shift gears real quick. You know, we only give Taraji 1.5 minutes for him to talk and say things before he goes off on a tangent, right? So, it's real talk. Yo, me and him agreed that right now you are the master. Like, you are the only dude. You're the best dude right now with the Fly Girl, I'm gonna take your bitch songs.
Yeah.
Oh,
yo, my
Telling me lies is a real Fly song there, CRIMEAPPLE. I'm just saying. You got a few of those up your sleeve, my man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whoa. Think chicks FaceTime you taking off apparel. I send back dick pics from out of marble shower. Empowered, if time allow us, I can loan you some lumber, baby. I'm pretty sure you suck the chrome off a bumper, baby. I know you know tricks like that, right? I know you suck the chrome off a bumper, baby.
There you go.
Yeah, man. All right, no, go ahead. I don't know if I can add anything.
I want to take time and say I'm just a fan. I'm trying not to sit here fan out because I just started clocking in your videos after the Dead Gringos video, and I played that song repeatedly, daily. That's my joint. And then when I saw the video was crazy as well. And even the crazy, and I know the DJ Muggs, you and DJ Muggs did that was a different project, but you and the DJ Muggs project, where you was out in Medellin, I think you were, in Crazy Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A classic. And I just want to say, I'm a fan. You got a fan, like you doing it. Like you are vicious with your style, sir. Vicious.
Salute. I appreciate that. Yeah, Dead Gringos. I actually wrote the treatment for that. That was the first time I did that. I wrote the treatment, and you know, like I was in New York. They shot it in LA. I just told them, you know, what to try to do. So it was cool. Video like that where I didn't have to be in it.
See my babies eating Mandarin, speaking Mandarin. I'm handling business, looking for a lick. Your shit ain't equipped, it's like your hustle on Ambien. Plenty horse muscles in the chariot. No burying hatchets, not very compassionate. Since the St. Lazarus got some stained glass in it. The same masochist, afraid of heights. I'm laughing with the captain to get some cash again. Out here spending the shit that was invented by the sons of Baphomet. Over that you get your shit hit up.
Yeah, the beat to that is phenomenal as well. The beat is a phenomenal joint, and it kind of reminds me of. It takes me to a Hitchcock, The Birds. The beat does the way it sounds.
Yeah, shout to Buck Dudley. He's responsible for, you know, a lot of at least a lot of in my catalog. You know, the foundation that I laid was with Buck Dudley. So you know, he's a top tier producer to me. I don't know if the world understands that yet, but to me, he's up there.
Definitely.
Absolutely. All I had to do is listen to it, bro.
For real.
Yeah.
Word. So moving on to this most recent project, man, Jaguar on Palisade. I already feel like I'm saying that wrong. Can you pronounce it for the dudes who's only, you know, Puerto Rican on the second weekend of June, right? How do you pronounce the name of the album?
But Jaguar on Palisade?
Okay.
Yeah, Palisade.
So I do say it right.
Yeah, it's the street. Jaguar on Palisade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire album, man. Shush.
Nah, the album is sick. The album is sick, definitely.
My question for you on that is, what was the inspiration for Funkhauser?
Fucking update on what? My whip out andando, the shit in the console. I'm hitting a spliff with my bitch from Chicago. Put my wrist in a bottle. That's tiburón on my saco and shit. I admit the beginning was malo, but now I just sit, take a schwitz in the grotto. Need me on something and send over palos. Translation Raxi, I'm talking that shower. That
Ooh.
He gonna jump right into it.
Classic. Funkhauser is what?
Funkhauser. That is, you know, this is happening. I'm doing that album. I just finished, like, you know, basically what was a world tour. You know what I'm saying? I forget how that touched in, you know, 2019 and then the beginning of 2020. The last couple of days, we did 3 dates in with Muggs in Mexico. So I'm fresh off of coming home from, you know, that tour or whatever. And there's not much touring in sight already as it is. And COVID-19 is starting to develop at a pretty rapid race. So I am happily spending time at home. Like, I was looking forward to that. You know, I didn't even plan shows in, you know, January or February. And, you know, we ended up doing something in February. So I was happy to be home and just, you know, catching up on the simple things that I don't really have maybe a chance to do when I'm moving around. Like, you know, Curb Your Enthusiasm is one of my favorite shows. So I think it was a combination of just that being fresh in my head, catching up on it. And shout out to August Fanon. I heard the beat, and I think I was like actually grocery shopping, and I'm listening to the beat in my headphones, and sometimes it just happens like that. I kind of wrote half of it in my head while I was shopping, and the beat didn't necessarily have the balance that I gave to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that another rapper would attack the beat that way, but I saw it as an opportunity to, you know, do something different.
And you said that track was by August Fanon?
Is that how you say his name? Yeah, I've never spoken to him. We've communicated.
Yeah, we got a chance to interview our man Vic Spencer. You know, him and Vic did a whole album together.
Right.
And yeah, in the last review that we did, we did it on that album, Psychological Cheat Sheet.
Yep.
Word.
Okay, that's what's up, man. I think that dude is talented. You know, everything he did on that album was dope. That track is really, really dope. School, what's your favorite on this joint?
My favorite joint is is it too close or so close? I might be saying it wrong.
Nah, it's too close.
Too close.
I'm stealing you. Seen her on Second and Central, a thick Cuban chick, hanging off this kid named Ramon, a real stupid prick. Must be out his mind, she too damn fine, yo, I'ma do this shit. Creeper seen Poe knock past, I had to cool it like, thinking to myself, he one lucky motherfucker. Thinking how my heart would flutter if I ever got to touch her.
Yo, that right there, when I heard it, right, I was like, that remind me of me back in the day.
Nah, you wasn't that fly with it, School. Fall back, fam. You wasn't that fly with it.
I wasn't, but with some help from my brother, I was getting it. But I'm not in the front. That joint was fire, and like the beat was dope. And personally, every track on there, every beat on there was fire, and I enjoyed it. And I listened to it like 3 or 4 times, especially on the way to work, on the train and everything. But that was the one song that stuck out to me because it brought me back in the day when I was out, you know, acting, you know, doing some things, having AD. So that's why, like, to me, that's my favorite joint because it brought me back. It brought me back.
Word. Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to say you gave me a new dance. I saw the
Nah. See, nope. That's why we got to stop you right there. That's why you only get a minute and a half, fam. That's why we ain't fucking with you. You're shy.
I say one more thing.
You go ahead, Scoob. You got it.
One more thing. I want one more thing. And I'm not gonna front. Like, my brother put me on to you, and when he put me on to you, I was like, "Yo, who's this?" He said, "Yo, I told," and I was just banging and banging and banging and banging. So I'm happy he did put me on to you, and trust me, you got another big fan within me because your joints is dope. They fire and they on point, and your lyrics is crazy.
That's love, man. Out to your brother
that's
too.
so big. I want to hear the words. And then listen to the beat. And you definitely spitting. Definitely.
So I gotta say, like, first off, School, you took one of my favorite ones, yo.
I'm sorry.
Too close is better. Yo, Too Close, and that's why I was saying earlier, fam. Like, he got Purple Rain from one joint. He got the Real Fly joint on the Muggs record. I forgot the name of that song. And then Too Close is right along that wave. Like, I can make a strong EP just off the Fly I'ma Snatch Your Girl songs that you got, CRIMEAPPLE, for real.
Hey, man, somebody's got to do it.
You're right. Somebody got to do it. Yes,
I mean,
why not you?
While we're touching on that kind of, you know, topic or energy, my thing is, in this world of like underground rap, it's very easy to get wrapped up in a certain type of sound or a certain type of subject matter because, you know, it's safe. It's very safe. So I hope, you know, whenever, you know, as if, you know, should my music stand at the time, what I hope people can do is go look back through my albums and my catalog and see the range that I've given everyone. Because I don't make, you know, every album is pretty different than the one before it. And even in itself, those albums, the songs, you know, are different. You know, I want to touch on the spectrum of human emotions to the best of my ability, even if it is, you underground rap, you know what I'm saying, that's about, you know, street shit or whatever. Like I still want to look at it through a couple different lenses and do the, you know, be funny, be myself, you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of dudes, you know, I do think that a lot of dudes, you know, don't let maybe, and you know, who's to say? I just think my thing, for me personally, my agenda is to make sure that I always shine through when I'm doing the music. I want me to shine through.
Absolutely.
Thank you for watching the International Reem Supreme Show. I hope that you're enjoying the content thus far. Help us spread the word on social media by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Reem Supreme Show. For video content, go to YouTube, type in International Reem Supreme Show, and enjoy that. For everything else, hit us up on our website at reemsupremeshow.com. Shout out to our sponsors, Good Cop, Bad Cop. Feel safe in your city. Gain free access to station reviews, police officer ratings, and local forums so you can rest easy at night. Download the app today at www.goodcopbadcopapp.com. Law Office of Arthur J. White III. For family law, personal injury, criminal defense, and mediation, go to www.whitelegalgroup.com. Pure Jade. Elevate your day. Pure CBD. Premium products. Go to www.purejade.com. Again, thank you for watching the show. Let's get right back to
it. How did you end up coming up with the name of the album?
Jaguar and Palisade.
Yep.
So again, I gave you context as to, you know, I'm back home off tour. News is getting crazier every day.
Mm-hmm.
I had always, since I was a little kid, I always loved, you know, 2003, 2004, 5 Jaguar X-Types. One of my favorite cars.
Oh yeah, yo, those were dope, yo. Those were real dope.
That's right. It's on the cover.
At some point, I think it was around right before we did a couple dates in London, Paris, Amsterdam, and Norway. And right before I went to Europe, I just happened to come across one. You know, I didn't necessarily need the car, but like a, you know, like a vintage novelty kind of thing. I bought the car and parked it for a long time because I kept doing shows. So coming back from Mexico and, you know, Corona starting to pick up, you know, I'm spending a lot of time in my house, but I'm also taking advantage, driving, you know, this car that I worked on a little bit and got it right. And there's this street here by where I live called Palisade Avenue. And it kind of all hit me at once because I remember, you know, a much more difficult time in life where I used to be on Palisade doing all types of things. The last thing I was doing, you know, living life the way I wanted to live it. And it's funny because that street runs, I moved, you know, I did all right with music and I got away from where I was, but I'm only about 15 to 20 minutes away and the street runs, you know, like, so the street connects, you know, this side of town to the not so nice side of town.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, when back in the days, I used to be going the other way and I wasn't in a Jag or, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, or I wasn't up to anything good. And it just dawned on me that nowadays I kind of go up the other way on Palisade and I'm in the Jag. You know what I'm saying? So it was. I don't think I've ever explained that. So there you go.
So that's a come up, man. And I could feel that. You know what's ill about that is some time ago I used to live in this one neighborhood. I used to make a left at the stop sign. And now I make the right. But like you said, for me, there was a few years in between. Like it felt like God was bringing my life back full circle. I was like, damn, I used to live right over there. I don't even know if I want to live over here anymore. And then I saw the house. I was like, yep, yeah, I do. But it was ill because I used to make the left. Well, now I make the right. Yo, one thing that I gotta say, bro,
Progress.
Yes, absolute. One thing I want to point out, bro, is I appreciate seeing more of my Latino brothers coming up in hip hop in the underground scene. Shout out to Ito. Shout out to UFO Feeve. I really respect how y'all guys are bringing it back, man. And it's so dope because each one of you guys have your own lanes. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely wanted to acknowledge that. I haven't seen the game look this good from this perspective since Pun and Joe and Terror Squad was really getting it popping, you know what I mean? But now it's not like a collective, each one of you guys are stand-up dudes on your own. It just happens to be like, it's like this resurgence of new 90s feel, you know what I mean? And I love that shit, being a kid from the 90s myself, you know what I mean? With that being said, one of the things that I really appreciate you bringing back is the art of storytelling. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I don't often believe rappers. You know what I'm saying? It takes an MC to make me believe whatever he's telling me. You know what I mean? And there's a complete difference. What MCs influenced you to want to be this dope ass storyteller and give us that flavor at the same time?
So many. I mean, and my influences aren't limited to hip hop, but in terms of, great storytellers, I don't even think a rapper needs to necessarily be a great storyteller to just have a classic joint. Like, I don't know if DMX is known for his storytelling joints, but Damien is top 10.
True.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nas has 2 under his belt. I Gave You Power, Rewind.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but you don't look at him like a storytelling rapper. Ghostface has a couple under his belt, probably a few more than that. I just grew up listening to all of the greats, and I just felt like if you're gonna be one of the greats, storytelling doesn't have to be like, like your MO, but it's got to be something in the tool belt.
Absolutely. So
I don't overdo that, but I make sure. I think it's important to be able to do
that. To tell stories in your raps.
Right.
Absolute. So we closing down on the 2-minute mark. Just wanted to kind of check in. I know I'm not good at this shit. I normally just keep it going and then fall the fuck off. But shout out to T-Bones on the Supreme team. He told me I need to stop doing that shit. I need to start winding down when I see the clock slowing down.
I want to put my question real quick, if you don't mind. Yeah. No, I would say about the artwork on the album, like what inspired you to do it, and who did the artwork for you on the album, on the cover? I'm sorry.
So I did that. That was my first. Kind of my first time really. I've designed a couple covers or given art direction on a couple covers in the past, but I actually illustrated that with my own 2 hands.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just based on, again, COVID and shit like that. Gave me a lot of time to be in the studio, like every day. I was in the studio. And I just started fucking around. I like to draw and paint. At least I used to. So I didn't really know I was making an album cover when I started it. And, so idle time allowed me to do some, psychedelics. I'm eating mushrooms in the studio and smoking weed. I was kind of going, my boys was looking at me like, because I did it on my phone. So I would be sitting there on my phone.
Okay.
And I'm looking at my phone like, they're like, yo, who the fuck, like, what's like, they thought I was like, they thought I wiped them bitch up. They thought I was stressing over a bitch or something, because I was glued to my phone for like 4 days straight. I'd be in the studio and my phone's like right here, and I'm looking at it all close and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I was just working on the album art every day.
Wow.
Yeah, because when I seen it, it was like certain things you look like. I seen the I don't know, with the half mark sign. I'm looking, I'm like, yo, he got some stuff up there. That's crazy. I say the cover is unique. It's different from any other cover I've seen. That's what I like it. Definitely different, definitely unique.
And now the whole thing makes sense to know that you was tripping when you drew it.
Yes.
To give it some context, if you look at the left side of the cover, without being super specific, the left side is kind of everything in the past, and then everything kind of on the right side is like the present and the future.
Oh.
Like there is no
Okay.
Pathmark no more. Saying, or whatever. There's no
Yeah,
krills
Pathmark
anymore.
is gone.
You know what I'm saying? On the right side, you have, like I have, the places I've been, you know what I'm saying? Like the Eiffel Tower, if you zoom in and look close on the top, there's places and locations.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely.
see it now.
Okay. I'm see that's I look I'm looking at it. Okay.
All right. That's what's up. Yo, Shy, what's your favorite 2 joints off the album?
Yo, man, first and foremost, me and Taraji had this conversation when we were supposed to have this interview. It was last week or the week before. Every joint on the album is just a press play and rock out album, man. Like, I'm sad to say I gotta choose a favorite, but they're all my favorites. But No More Sardines.
Been in the cut talking crazy like I'm off that dust. Past ducks I used to pluck, wishing we were still in touch. A couple new women visiting because I'm on the cusp. No trust, she thinking a dick suck could make me fall in love. I got my heart broken once, now I'm in Sino, man. Cheese over coochie, counting cheddar with the Cheeto hands. I decided to set the table due to my appetite. My vocals been cutting like a laser through the satellite.
Okay.
That's my number one. My go-to. I've been rocking that, listening to that over and over and over. Yeah. He said, cheese over coochie, counting money with my Cheetos hands.
That's the comic genius in you. Is that the comedy genius in you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the comedy genius that comes out?
What was that?
Is that the comic genius that comes out? Because when I'm listening to, like I was telling Kareem, I was like, yo, I've never been through so many up and down emotions listening to one rapper's album. You know what I mean? Like, and
right.
this,
Well, yeah. I mean, shit. Like, to tell you the truth, man, I like anybody, there's times where I make myself laugh a lot, or the people around me laugh a lot.
right.
There's times where, it's like, like any human, I might be, on a different type of time. There's, all types of things, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm a romantic. Sometimes I'm ready to, go upside someone's head. So in terms of like the funny stuff, sometimes, I mean, honestly, the truth is that I don't even know what's going to hit. It's like telling a joke. Like, you don't know if it's going to hit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's just me in my natural element, just saying some shit. And then, that's one of the gratifying and rewarding parts of anything when you create and you make music, because, to have an impact or to be able to have someone tap into a mood off of your music is great. But laughter is one of the best ones. So anytime that I can make someone laugh, definitely one of the most gratifying outcomes of doing music, for sure.
Right, I definitely, and I'm not gonna get into the video and the dance, but I was like, yo, he's being funny with that. You know what I mean? It was one video, the video, you know what I'm talking about? The video we did the show with Dan. I was like, oh, he did me a new dance.
I was inebriated. So.
Okay, yeah, I know. I was like, oh, he's being funny, but I'm going to the club and rock that out. That's the jam.
That was the Colombian rum.
Oh,
The Colombian rum.
Listen,
Yes, sir.
you hit whatever you're trying to hit. You hit that point. You hit that mark. Look, after I saw it at the end when I saw you do the dance, I was like, oh, he being funny. He a comedian. I rewinded it back. I couldn't help but laugh. I was like, yo, so dope. This
the idea is, over anything too. My what I try to make sure my motto stays is that, life is short.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why when we talking about when we started this, you were talking about, me taking the time, and I'm just reciprocating you guys because you're taking your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of us in this chat right now could slip in the shower tomorrow. So, time is the most valuable currency. And sometimes we always aren't aware of that, or we're not doing the best job of spending that currency properly. But when you are spending the currency properly, and and you feel it, and you know what I'm saying, that leads to a dance move or, you know, a little rum, good times. You know what I'm saying? You know you're spending the time right.
At least a little jigging.
Either way, you did your thing, sir. You did your thing.
Thank you very much.
And my second joint would have to be Funkhauser.
That was Scooby's.
You got, you know.
Word?
Inspired.
Wow.
That's the song. Like I told, and I know this was not in your mind frame for the video, but I was telling my friend, I see the video right now. I was telling him about the video and everything. I'm like, cause it's just that, you know what I mean? I was just telling him what the video would look like. But I mean, I ain't gonna bring it up. But yo,
I was gonna do a video for that, and you know, shit was just you know, that you know, I didn't even know about putting that album out was complicated with the timing. I wasn't gonna do it, and I had to consult with, you know, a couple people, and the general consensus was like, yo, you know, the show must go on. If people need anything right now, it's content.
That's a fact.
So, you know, I put the album out, and you know, I wish if things were different, I definitely would have done a video for Funkhauser, 100%.
That I'm sick. Every time I listen to that song, I'm like, yo, where's the video? Where's the video? That's a
Yeah, I wish. You know,
a
I'm not very like I don't really work retroactively. I know some rappers do that. Like I wish I could do a video for Funkhauser now, and I could, but I just
it's already done.
We're on to the next chapter.
Right.
So on that note, being on to the next chapter and everything, do you have anything new around the corner that we can expect from, you know, before the end of the year is up?
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't, you know, since I started, I haven't missed a summer. I think a summer album's always important, so I will have something before the summer's over for sure.
All right, that's what's up, man. And, you know, since we got you here, yo, please let everybody know what's popping, man. If there's a website you want people to go to, social media handles you need everybody to follow. Of course, we're going to plug that on our side where we get the editing and everything. But, you know, this is your time to shine, baby. It's your 30 seconds.
I don't need 30 seconds. I always keep this simple, and I don't need to, you know, do handles. Look, Google is everybody's friend. All you got to do is Google CRIMEAPPLE. You want to shop with me, you go on crimeapple.com. It's that simple.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, sir.
One more thing to say. And I fuck with rappers, and I say they're validated when certain producers really fuck with them. Besides Muggs fucking with you, I saw somewhere you said you wanted to do something with Mad Lib. Do you see yourself working with like Pete Rock? I mean, you know what I mean? Any other producers outside of?
Yeah, I mean, I happen to know that I can't sit here and say that Mad Lib is a fan per se. That's a strong word to use, but I do know he is fond of the work that I've done with Muggs. You know, so I know he knows what's up, and I know, you know, he's heard something that he likes. I want to work with all the legends. You know, that was one of the biggest things to me before. You know, like when I was manifesting all this and trying to envision how it would go. It's like, you know, my favorite rapper in the world is Jay-Z. I'll get down with Jay-Z any day of the week. Outside of that, I never really had an interest in being a number two to any other rapper. It was always about working with the best producers. So, I mean, you name it, you name him or her, I want to work with the best producers. It's just a matter of, you know, how it happened. Like, I don't, you know, like it's in 2020, I'd be lying to you if I told you Pete Rock knows who I am. I don't know if Pete Rock knows who I am, right? So, yeah, I think Pete Rock is incredible. I would love to work with Pete Rock. I know Premier is, you know, heard some work, and you know what I'm saying, didn't think it was whack. So, I mean, I would love to work with Premier. I love to work with all the greats, you know, and I've worked with a few of them already. And hopefully, you know, when it's all said and done, I'll be able to work with a few more.
Okay, yeah.
Well, absolutely, man. Yo, anybody else want to plug anything up before we wrap this up?
I think personally,
damn, Scoob was going to say something that he got all froze up.
I was saying, if you do something with Pete Rock, it'll be crazy with your lyrics and his beat. Jesus, man, it'll be super bananas.
I'll give y'all some insight into how things work at this in the sector of the music business that I operate in, right? Because I don't operate at a major label level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's tricky when it comes to things like that because shit, I want a Pete Rock beat, but if Pete Rock turns around and tells me, you know, I need like 30 bands for the beat, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I got 30 bands, but I could do a whole lot with 30 bands.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's the tricky part. Like I would work, you know, so if I ever make that kind of cross, not that I need to, you know, I'm totally fine. You know, doing what I'm doing, I could easily check out after 2 or 3 more albums or another year or 2 of doing this, and I might not have to rap ever again. But if I ever do get to, you know, to cross into that type of domain where there's you know, a bigger budget and things like that, you know, you'd hear me with everybody, like whether they like me or not. What's how much? Yeah, you don't fuck with my shit. Well, you need 50 bands. Here's 50 bands because I love your work that much. So you know what I'm saying. That's just kind of how it goes. So it's always a blessing, you know, when you see, you know, the people like Muggs that tap in with the underground, and you know they go and they give guys like me an opportunity to, you know, to not only rap on a Legends production, but to actually like eat off of it. You know what I'm saying? And I see, you know, we've done some work with people in the underground as well. So, you know, like hopefully those stars align, you know, with some more of the greats. You know, it's just a tricky thing, you know, when you're you know, I have an advisor, but I don't have a manager per se. You know what I'm saying? I have like a quasi assistant that's not really like doing everything an assistant would do. So this is very DIY. It's very grassroots what I do.
Right.
So it kind of makes it tricky because you never want to jump into someone's email and disrespect them. Like, yo, I'm so and so.
Yeah.
I should get it for free. I don't rock with that shit, and I don't rock with it when people do it to me. You know what I'm saying? People try to hit me like, yo, well, I got joints with so and so and so and so.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could care less if you know, this is my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how I take care of myself, and I'm helping for my family, and you know, doing other things for my future. And you know, no one's paying for the funeral procession when I kick the bucket. So I would love to have beats from everybody, but I would never disrespect a legend like Pete Rock. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of bank. My whole career has been, I kind of bank on my resume, but also more like the organic process. And I just let the word of mouth travel. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't reach out to guys like that. Everyone that I think is a top tier producer that I've worked with, it's just been word of mouth, and they've contacted me. And that's not to be on no cocky shit. That's by the grace of God. I'm fortunate.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of probably envision myself continuing to ride it out.
That's what's up.
So you don't have a set number of albums, and I'm taking this line from a line you said in the album. You don't have a certain number of albums set before you start doing novellas. That's what you said in the album. You said something about a few more records.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm at that point. Because nothing terrifies me more than it being like, I don't know, 2025, and CRIMEAPPLE's dropping his 40th album or some shit. That's scary. That's scary. I still gotta rap. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta rap. So, you know, and maybe you don't. I don't know. But, you know, I definitely am trying to set things up, you know, so that you know, I have a segue and do other things, because rap was just one of those, you know, like I'm not a dumb guy, and you know, I haven't had the easiest life, but I'm fortunate to have a lot of great role models in my life, and you know, good people that taught me a lot. So I mean, I could have been a fashion designer if I wanted to. If I really applied myself, I could have been a lawyer. I could have been a doctor. I could be in jail. You know what I'm saying? I could probably be a drug kingpin if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I'm half Colombian and I look like I'm German. Like, I probably could have figured that out if I really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have done anything. So I'm not bound to the career of, you know, being a rapper. At least,
there's nothing wrong with that TV money. Nothing wrong with that TV money.
Yeah, I definitely might do some soap operas. You know what I'm saying? Like I said this the other day. Like, you know, it's very, very possible that I could you know, like have a bag and just go do the weather in South America in a different country and just go surf. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I could do so many things.
Right.
So, you know, we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely not. I'm not checking out this year. Probably not checking out next year. So, you know, I say the world probably got at least another 2 or 3 years of CRIMEAPPLE.
Well, as long as we got those 2 or 3 years, man, we gonna support. We gonna ride out with that, man. For real, for real. Yo, man. Yo, it's CRIMEAPPLE, yo. Word up, Jaguar on Palisade. Word up. That's what's up.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But the one that I want to say, I want to get that hat you got. What's up with that hat? I need that hat.
Yo, CRIMEAPPLE.com. I'm gonna order mine tonight.
CRIMEAPPLE.com. Tomorrow, I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you a time. But tomorrow, you know, it's probably gonna go fast, and so I'm setting you up for failure by not telling you what time, because I really don't know what time I'm gonna launch the product yet. But it will be available tomorrow. It's super limited quantity. But CRIMEAPPLE.com.
Yo, I'd appreciate a text. That's all I'm gonna say. I'd appreciate a text. Yo, but word up, man. We appreciate your time, sir. We're gonna continue rocking with you.
Thank you, sir.
You got
Appreciate
a team
you.
that's supporting you,
I appreciate
man.
you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. You know, I've heard 1 or 2 of you refer to yourselves as fans, and that's cool if that works for you. But I like the term, you know, supporter. And supporter to me is almost akin to family in this world of hip hop, because without, you know, your patronage and patronage of people who support like you, you know, I might be doing all right, but I might not be doing all right. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Word. We appreciate that, man. For real.
You gotta take the love.
No doubt. All right, then.
All right.
I say
Peace.
All right, boy.